For over 30 years, Samuel Carter quietly maintained the old mountain dam with his own money. It protected not only his land, but also the entire valley below from seasonal floodwaters. Everyone depended on it, yet almost no one appreciated the work it took to keep it standing. Then one letter from the HOA changed everything. Every spring, melting snow poured down from the mountains into Samuel's reservoir. The old dam quietly controlled the rising water before it reached the neighborhood below. Most families never realized their homes stayed dry because of one man's hard work. To them, the dam was just another part of the landscape. Samuel never charged anyone for protecting the valley from seasonal flooding. He repaired cracks, cleared debris, and inspected the structure every single year. The maintenance cost thousands of dollars, but he believed it was the right thing to do. Helping his neighbors mattered more than making a profit. Everything changed when a luxury HOA took control of the new subdivision downstream. The new board members cared more about rules than local history. They saw Samuel's property as another opportunity to enforce expensive regulations. His peaceful life was about to become a legal nightmare. One afternoon, Samuel found an official envelope taped to his front gate. The letter claimed his privately owned dam violated newly adopted HOA regulations. He read every page twice, struggling to believe what he was seeing. The final number made his stomach drop. The HOA demanded $50,000 in fines unless he removed the structure immediately. Their letter never mentioned protection the dam provided to hundreds of homeowners. To them, it was simply an unauthorized structure that ruined neighborhood standards. Samuel couldn't believe common sense had disappeared so completely. Samuel requested a meeting to explain why the dam had existed for decades. He gathered permits, engineering reports, and years of maintenance records. Every document proved the structure was carefully maintained and historically important. He hoped facts would matter more than bureaucracy. During the HOA hearing, Samuel calmly explained how the dam protected the valley every spring. Some residents quietly nodded because they remembered the floods from years ago. The board members barely looked up from their paperwork. Their decision already seemed made before the meeting even started. The HOA president interrupted him before he finished presenting the evidence. She insisted community rules applied to everyone without exception. Historical value and public safety were dismissed in only a few sentences. The room suddenly became uncomfortably silent. By the end of the meeting, the board voted unanimously to uphold the $50,000 fine. Samuel quietly folded his paperwork and thanked everyone for their time. He didn't argue or raise his voice as he walked toward the exit. But deep inside, he knew the valley was about to face consequences no one expected. The next morning, Samuel visited a local attorney who specialized in property rights. After reviewing every document, the lawyer confirmed the HOA had no authority over the dam itself. However, fighting the case in court could take years and cost even more than the fine. Samuel left the office knowing the law was on his side, but time wasn't. Samuel drove to the county records office, searching for the original permits issued decades ago. Dusty files confirmed the dam had been legally approved long before the neighborhood even existed. The documents also showed the structure reduced downstream flood risks during heavy storms. Holding those papers gave him confidence, even if the HOA refused to listen. He returned home and walked slowly across the dam one more time. The flowing water reminded him of decades spent protecting the valley without recognition. Every crack had a story, and every repair represented years of dedication. Samuel wondered if anyone would appreciate its importance after it was gone. Later that evening, dark storm clouds gathered over the distant mountains. Weather forecasts warned that several days of heavy rainfall were approaching the region. Samuel quietly watched the sky from his porch without saying a word. The timing made the HOA's demands feel even more reckless. The HOA emailed one final warning, demanding immediate compliance with their order. Failure to act would result in additional daily penalties and legal action. Samuel read the message without anger or panic. He simply folded the letter and placed it beside the original notice. Before making any decision, Samuel notified the proper county authorities about any of his private maintenance. He explained that he could no longer afford to operate the aging structure alone. Officials acknowledged his notice and documented his decision according to local procedures. Everything was handled through the proper legal channels. Without private maintenance, the reservoir gradually returned to its natural flow pattern. The river carried larger volumes of water downstream during continuing rainfall. Nature simply followed the course it had always intended to take. No one in the neighborhood seemed to notice the quiet change. As the storm intensified, emergency weather alerts warned residents about possible flash flooding. Many homeowners assumed the neighborhood had nothing to worry about. After all, they had never experienced serious flooding before. Few realized how much they had depended on Samuel's decades of work. By sunrise, overflowing streams rushed through the valley faster than anyone expected. Water spread across roads, fields, and low-lying areas near the subdivision. Emergency crews quickly arrived to help residents move to safer ground. The peaceful neighborhood suddenly faced a crisis it had never imagined. Watching the rescue efforts from a nearby hillside, Samuel remained silent and thoughtful. He felt no joy seeing families struggle through a disaster caused by powerful natural forces. The experience reminded everyone that some structures existed for protection, not appearance. Only then did many neighbors begin to understand the true value of what had been lost.